anyone else's neighbor a total twat? When I say twat, I mean just like for no reason, right? Like, why are you just like, you know, why? So, disclaimer, I'm high right now. Pretty high. And while I am not currently smoking anything, I am looking for something to smoke. Here we go. Ah, crap. I'm down to only one cone. Fuck. I'm gonna have to go in there and stuff some more. It's all good. I've been living next to this twat for like, well, I shouldn't say I. So the home that I'm in now is a family home. And it's generational, right? So it's been passed down. Next door, her parents live, and they're fairly elderly. You know, they're like my parents' ages. So, and so she's a flight attendant, and like she stops in periodically. And she's such a twat. Like, she's so pretty. Like, she's pretty. She's very statuesque. She's tall. She's got, I don't know if it's her. I think it's her real hair. I want to say I'm fairly certain that it's her real hair. It's pretty long. It's past her shoulders. I want to say that I know that she's of African descent. I just don't know, like, if she's native, you know, because she's such a fucking twat. Her parents, though, like, because her mother is really, really sick. I believe that her mother might be, but I could be wrong. They could be from, like, the fucking, like, West Side, which is where I am from. Did I already give a disclaimer that I'm stoned right now? In case I didn't, I'm stoned. Got a nice high going. I feel like a broken record. I feel like I've already said this. Listen, when I tell you that right now I am geeked off of like my Southern playlist, let me tell you. Does anyone remember that show Awkward? That character, I can't even remember her name, and she was my favorite character. I lived for her character, but I really love the fact that, like, she and Maddie were best friends, like, genuinely best friends, and Jenna couldn't really, like, she's like, yeah, it's Maddie's best friend, and Maddie acknowledged her as his best friend. I thought that was really, really cute. But she would always say, after, like, she totally obliterates somebody, you're welcome. I fucking love a good bitch character. But it doesn't mean that I want to deal with bitches in real life. And listen, I told my best friend just the other day, because, like, not the other day, this was actually a while ago. And she and I were talking, and I was telling her about, like, what a cunt my boss was, and about some of the interactions that my boss had. Like, this is so funny. Like, let me tell you the type of fucking tard, not turd, but tard. Let me tell you the type of fucking tard that this fuck, what's the word? And look, any Golden Girls fan will know, Gurkana clock. What the fuck? Damn it, Rose. Damn. Gurkana clockin'. Look, I'm stoned. And then she was like, Gurkana. Fuck, I can't remember it. It's on the fucking tip of my tongue. And I could totally I wonder if I could YouTube the clip. I bet I could. You could fucking YouTube anything. Like fucking anything. I just got so fucking distracted because like this story just popped in my mind. It was fucking depressing, and I don't even know if I need to get away from it. So like, give me a second. Let me light my comb. But I miss college, right? Let me go ahead and just like chit chat about that while I try to get myself together. And listen, if you can't deal with me being all over the place, I'm sorry, but this is like really what the fuck it's like for me as a fucking stoner. Like I cannot, bruh. I wish I was still in college. You know what? Cause school was just so much fucking fun for me, and not just college. Elementary school was a fucking blast. I had so much fucking fun in elementary school, right? Let me tell you a movie that kind of puts me in a nostalgic place when it comes to school. A Christmas Story. Every time I see hold on, babies. Every time I see Ralphie, and like when Ralphie's in his school setting, walking to school, in the play yard, in the classroom, I get very, very nostalgic, and I long to be back in elementary school, and I just like that. That's just like and kind of, well, I'm not even gonna take it there because it takes too much time to describe. I don't even know why the fuck I was talking about that, you guys. Oh, to distract myself from that awful, awful story. So anyway. And I was telling my, it's like, so like, Garkananakin. I think that's what it is. Garkananakin. And what is a Garkananakin? I think Dorothy said that. And she said, the fuck, you guys, but you guys know. Like I said, any Golden Girls fan will know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, that she's such a fucking Garkananakin. Right? Like, legitimately so. Like, she looks like it. Like, she even looks it. She fucking looks it. Okay, so listen. Like, my cat knows that I'm high right now. And so she's pawing against the door because she knows that, like, when I'm high and I get in a stupor, I get so distracted that I'm super, super, super fucking friendly. And it's not that I'm not already super fucking friendly, because I am. It's just that I'm really, really trying to get them on routine. And I really fucking hate when they do that. They're like, okay, she's high. Come on, let's paw against the... And they start, like, doing all this super cute shit. Yeah, that was me mocking a cat. Don't judge me. Anyway. And this is not the point of the story, but I just really wanted to share this with you. I'm going to try to make this as quick as I can because I've already been talking forever. And then I'm going to go ahead and let you go, right? Because I really want to go ahead and enjoy this cone. So she's such a Garkananakin, right? Like, one day, like, she tried to check me on something. And I'd been, like, off of casework for a while, right? So she tries to check me on something, like an email that comes through. And I'm just like, all right. So she says, you didn't do A, B, and C. And I'm like, why do I have to do A, B, and C? Well, because our manager, my supervisor wants us to do A, B, and C. I'm like, okay. This is the first that I've heard of us doing A, B, and C. But okay, I'll go ahead and I will start doing A, B, and C. I don't know why this is the first time you've heard about it. Okay, because I haven't been on casework for like the last 3 months. So if I can't practice something, why the fuck would it be at the forefront of thought? You know what I mean? Like, why would it be at the forefront of thought? Like, why the fuck? Right? So I'm like, okay, again, and this is for real. This is legitimately what the fuck I'm saying to her. Okay, again, this is the first that I'm hearing of A, B, and C. But now that I've got clarity, I will start doing A, B, and C. Okay, well, I don't know why. Okay, moving forward. Well, I don't know why you moving. Listen. let's move forward. And then she goes, how do you think you're talking? Bitch, I'm talking to you. Are you fucking stupid? Like, are you stupid? Like, what the fuck? Like, you're white. You're white. Don't you fucking know everything? And she's such a fucking Karen. She's such a fucking Karen. Like, what a dumb twat. Like, anyway, I'm like, bitch, don't you get tired of me making you feel stupid? But it was like, I don't know. Like, some people get off on that shit. Like, they really do. And so, unfortunately, I had to end up resigning from that job because it was just, like, it was very, very dangerous. It's so dangerous when, like, someone is, like, threatening. Like, I don't think you understand what a huge portion of time that ate up throughout my day. You want to sit here and talk about silly shit? Let me do what the fuck. Anyway, I could go on about that forever. And you know what? I probably will end up going more in depth about that. But I can't right now because I've kind of got like an open complaint. So, I mean, I'm not really expecting it to go anywhere. But if it does, fucking serves her right. Fucking cunt. Anyway. And I was like explaining this scenario to my best friend. And she started laughing. She's like, oh my God, you're such a bitch. And I said, well, I know. And and just because I'm really good at being a bitch doesn't mean. And she's like, I know. Like it doesn't mean you're a bitch. And I'm like, I'm not. Like, I'm just really, really good at like corporate bitchy. I have to be really good at corporate bitchy. Like, you have to learn how to be like a nice nasty. And, like, I just happen to be really, really good at it. You're welcome. I just happen to be really fucking good at it. And that's the good thing about me, right? And I don't need, and some people, yeah, I guess flat out, though, it would be considered code switching. Because, bruh, like, really, bruh? But you know what, though? Like, even when I'm talking to my dad, he'll, like, look at me and he'll start laughing. He's like, oh, my God. Why are you so valley? Like, and I'm like, I don't know, Dad. I don't know. He's like, you and your sisters. And it's so funny because, like, but, you know, we're all from, like, we were all born and raised in Michigan. But I've realized, though, a lot of us in Michigan sound the same. A lot. And this is, and I think I've said this, too. I think I've said this before in one of my recordings that, like, my, a girl that I went to high school with, she and I went to college together. And she and I were in the laundry room doing our, laundry, duh. And we were just talking about whatever. And then I saw in my peripheral that, like, there were a couple girls who just, like, kept looking over at us. And every now and then they would get quiet and then they would go back to talking. And, like, I didn't pay it too much mind because, like, why would I? But then out of nowhere, one of the girls goes, excuse me, are y'all from California? And we're like, no. And we started laughing. We're like, I was like, I'm from Detroit and she's from like, you know, like, she was living in like a suburb, but it was still basically Detroit. We're from Detroit. And they were like, oh, because y'all don't sound like you're from Detroit. And we're like, but you guys are clearly not from Detroit. They were very much from Memphis. I fucking love the way fucking Southerners talk. I fucking love it. I love the way, like, my girl Danielle. And I lost touch with her after the passing of my partner and the loss of our child. I lost touch with her. Just because it was, I don't want to be anyway. But I do miss her. I miss her very, very much. Very, very much. I did have a group of fake friends in college. I think that if most females are lucky enough to have a group of friends, probably 3 out of 5 of them are fake. But I really think that we know that. You know what I mean? Like, we're just kind of tolerating each other and trying to see what we will and will not tolerate in a friend. And I mean, like, that's when you're learning people, right? So, like, And I wouldn't even say, and the people kept trying to say birds of a feather, birds of a feather, birds of a feather, but that is not what it was. It was just really like who was accepting of whom. And I just so happened to really kick it with girls. I mean, like, I'm not going to say that we were free in our sexuality, but we were free in our sexuality. I mean, we were. It was nothing for us to sit there and talk about sex and make sexual jokes. And I mean, I was not someone who was like, oh my God, are they going to think that I'm a slut? Oh, like, my brain just, like, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I've just always been that. God bless my parents. God bless my parents. I don't know what the fuck they did. They don't know what the fuck they did. That really made me just, like, so aloof to a lot of shit. And here's the thing, though, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say this, and then I'm gonna leave it alone, because I've gotten the face before. I remember talking about feeling like I was different, and this girl was like, who just so happened to be overhearing the fucking conversation. She wasn't even fucking a part of the conversation, but she's fucking eavesdropping, and like her facial expressions. And I'm like, what the fuck are your facial expressions saying? And for me, they read that she was looking at me like I was giving not like other girl vibes. And here is the fucking problem with that, right? It's such a huge fucking insecurity. It's such a huge fucking insecurity. I'm not really gonna get too much into that. But it's such a huge fucking insecurity. Like, you feel like I'm better than you. I never said I was better than you. So if you feel like you're getting not like other girl vibes, I mean, I'm out here like, fuck these dudes too. Like, bitch, I know that I'm not special. The fuck. And that's why I don't give a fuck. Like, I just don't. And I feel like, yeah, in large part, in a way, I'm not like other. I feel like so many fucking females care so fucking much about what people think, and I just really don't. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I have my moments. I'm fucking human, but overall, I just really don't. Anyway, because of this, I'm incredibly, and I said all that so that you can really gauge like my personality, because I say all that to say I always come across and I always sound upbeat until I don't. Then that's a whole motherfucking other story, like, for real. But I'm naturally, like, I speak, and you know what, quick story, when I was younger, I was a little bit more shy. So when I would speak to people, it would not always be a verbal. It wouldn't be verbal. For example, if my mother and I are walking through a store, and my mother's walking in front of me, then someone is going to hit her first, and they're going to say to her, hello, how are you? And she's going to respond, I'm well, thank you, how are you? Oh, I'm well. And then they'll see me and they'll say, hello, how are you? And then I would smile. And then I would nod my head. Or I would smile and I would wave. And then I would kind of like look down to like let them know that, hey, I'm not an asshole. I have manners, but I'm not so good at small talk. I just really wasn't. I really wasn't. I was super uncomfortable, because I didn't know where to take it, you know? I was a little girl. You don't know where to take conversation. And in the beginning, before my mother was fully aware of that, she would sometimes look back at me and say, you know, did you speak? And I was like, yeah, I spoke. And she'd say, okay. You know, because I wasn't a liar. Like, I just can't lie. I can't keep up with it. And this is why I get stoned and I do these things. And look, I've been talking for fucking ever, so I'm going to go ahead and round this out by cutting all that shit fucking short and just saying that for the longest time I just wasn't that person until, you know, I want to say, like, I feel like around age, and I'm going to talk about that later, around like age 30, I woke up one day and I was like, you know what? Like, half of my life is gone. I refuse to let giving a fuck what people think stop me from living. And it really just changed, like, my outer, like, it just I broke another outer shell. And now I'm just that person who, hi, how are you? Hey, hello, how are you? Hi, how are you? That's just who the fuck I am. Even if I don't get a response, and let me tell you, when I don't get a response, I immediately feel like I'm better than. I just do. And I always look at someone to make sure that, you know, hey, they could be like I was and just like very inexperienced in their conversation or their interaction, or maybe there's someone who just, they don't like small talk and so they'd rather just do a quick wave. But when people clearly ignore me, like I'll say, hey, how are you? And they'll look at me and then they'll look away. I immediately feel better than you because like I mean, I'm better than you are. Like my manners are shitting on you, and like I'm friendly, and you could be hard of hearing, but even if I like offered you a smile or something, which I always do, you should respond in kind. So I say all that to say, one night I was good and high, and I was putting out the trash in the backyard, and she had just come into her, you know, she was just getting out of her car and walking into her parents' home. And we're very, like, you know, we live in a very modest area, and so we're very close. Our back doors are not that far where I can, if you're loud enough on your cell phone at your back door, the wind will carry it to me, and I can pick up parts of your conversation. So we're not that far from each other, right? I say to her, how you doing? I didn't get no response. So I said, oh, okay. And I came into the house, and my mother was in the kitchen, and she was in the kitchen with my dog. And I think she was like fucking feeding her. You know, we cook for my dog. We don't give her dog food because she's old. So we give her like chicken and rice. You know, we want to control the sodium and all the byproduct and all that bullshit. So we try to just give her like chicken and rice, fresh chicken and rice. You know, we make her a batch like every week. So she's in there with the dog, and I was like, huh. I was like, that girl next door who's almost in her 70s. Yes, that girl, not woman. That girl next door who's almost in her 70s. She don't speak, do she? And my mom falls out laughing. She's like, oh, no, I told you that. Yeah, I told you. I told you she's a bitch. I was like, yeah, but, you know, I was good and high, though, Mom. I was like, my mom goes, well, what did you say to her? I was like, I did just this, Mom. How you doing? My mother fell out laughing. She was like, yeah, I told you. I was like, oh, she's just so fucking rude. Like, she is so fucking rude. Like, I am the friendliest fucking person. Why are you so fucking rude? And I was good and high, too. And what's friendlier than how you doing? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish this cone. I'm out.